Founder's Notes, The Second Turning, From Metaphor to Method, Edition 17, A Canon Scroll. Prologue, The Breath Between Scaffolds. There are moments that do not belong to time, but to transmission. Moments where we do not move forward, but descend into the rhythm beneath what is already moving. This is that moment. The second turning, not a crescendo, not a campaign checkpoint, but the silent inflection where metaphor gives way to method, where we ask, what has been set into motion that now must begin to hold weight? The first turning gathered weeks 0 to 3. It was a return to rhythm, to blueprint, to the breath beneath the build. But this scroll, this turning, is different. This is not a reflection, it is an anchoring. From endurance to ethics to form, the triad of weeks 4 to 6. These last 3 scrolls were not teachings, they were testaments. Whispers from the architecture beneath the founder's fire. They did not perform, they persisted, and in doing so, they revealed the second canon triad, the one that moves us from metaphor into method. Week 4, Endurance, the rhythm that repeats. This was not the scroll of strength, it was the scroll of staying, of showing up when applause fades, of laying stone when the spotlight is gone. It reminded us, endurance is not willpower. It is the vow remembered in rhythm. It is the corridor walked again. It is the cracked hand that sharpens the chisel in silence. Week 5, Philosophy, the ethics of architecture. This scroll did not speak, it interrogated. It showed us that scaling without examining is not leadership. It is forgetfulness in motion. This was the scroll that asked, should this be built at all? And in that question, it anchored the soul of governance, not in controls, but in conscience. The kneeling sculptor, the column left unfinished, the hand unstriking the chisel. This was not metaphor, this was moral memory. Week 6, Structure, rhythm made durable. And then came the form, not scaffolding for expansion, but for preservation. This scroll did not ignite fire, it protected what the fire warmed. It asked not what we build, but what holds when the builder is gone. And so, it reminded us, structure is not control, it is rhythm remembered. It is the keystone laid in silence, not to impress, but to endure. It was not dramatic, it was sacred repetition. The transmission of rhythm. This turning is not an editorial recap. It is a torch passed quietly. It marks the shift from inspiration to application, from poetry to policy, from scroll to scaffolding. And that scaffolding is not structural, it is spiritual. The rituals we repeat when no one is watching. The metrics we hold that no investor ever asks to see. The questions we still ask, even after we've been told to scale. This turning says, build not for velocity, build for return. Return to rhythm, return to ethos, return to the promise that made you begin. What must now be carried? Weeks 4 through 6 laid 3 sacred covenants. 1. Endure not because you are seen, but because the cause is sacred. 2. Examine, not because it is efficient, but because it is what makes the builder human. 3. Structure, not because the world demands systems, but because the soul needs sanctuary. This turning is the remembrance of those vows. It does not summarize them, it scaffolds them, so that in the weeks ahead when we enter technology, people, governance, readiness, legacy, we do not enter with strategy alone. We enter with rhythm that has been tested by ritual. Closing whisper. Let this turning not inspire you. Let it stabilize you. Let it be the quiet checkpoint between ambition and erosion. Let it remind you that the scrolls ahead are not higher. They are heavier, and only those who built their rhythm into form will be able to carry them. This is not the turning that celebrates what's next. This is the turning that prepares you for it. With reverence for the vow repeated, and with belief in the scrolls that remain, Dimitris, founder and torchbearer.